So, free will. This is the thorn in my side. Like I don't believe in the colloquial free will idea, but I also don't know how to disprove the idea that there's no free will. It's this weird area. So, I don't believe in free will, and there's so many ways to go about it. So, a couple of caveats, like my degrees aren't in philosophy or religiosity. Um, I've taken classes in them. I've studied them extensively, but I kind of don't know. So, next caveat. I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist. But that's ontological. It's kind of the null hypothesis, if you will. Um, More importantly, epistemologically, I don't know, and I can't know. Like, I literally can't know what all loving, all knowing, all that. Like, I know a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. Um, so to say I know is absurd. Anyways, free will. So let's get the religious part out of the way. Like, to me, that's the least important. Um, but an all-knowing God, like if he or she or it or whatever knows everything, and I have a choice, A or B, A, B, C, D, E, E, F, whatever. If I have a choice, can I choose something that he or she or whatever doesn't know? Can I make an all-knowing God wrong? Therefore, they would not be all loving or all knowing. Sorry, all knowing. So already we're eating away at free will. Um, the other one is say we have a soul. I tend to look at something as that's the car driving down the street, as opposed to there might be a driver behind the car. Um, Whole nother thing if you can't whole nother thing how the driver interacts with the car. So your soul interacts with your body. Um, but you don't get to choose your soul either. Do you? It's so out there. I don't know how choice interacts with the idea of a soul. Um, okay, let's move on. Let's see. Nature versus nurture. Um, so, nature. Let's go nature. Yeah, I've just farted. um, you don't get to choose your genetics, and genetics are very important. Um, the instant you are conceived, you have limitations on what you can be. Like, you can't be an NBA player if your genetics don't say you're going to be 6 foot something. Um, yeah, you might be your genetics might say you're going to be 5'5" to 5'11" or whatever. Um, you don't choose that. So you're already limited. Free will shrinks more. Um, nurture. You don't choose your parents. You might kind of choose your friends, but again, it gets a little funky, for lack of a better word. So your surroundings, like I am an entirely different person if I didn't watch uh, my coworker get murdered live at Columbine, and I'm sitting in a class and watching that live. Like, I'm a different person with that. My friends skipped school because it was 420, and we were a bunch of potheads. So I had no control over that, but that has a profound effect on who I am. And then 9/11, I probably would have a PhD in cognitive neuroscience if it weren't for the Great Recession, housing crisis, like whatever phrase you want for that. And then obviously Trump and COVID and the war in Ukraine. Like these, I'm not independent of these things. They like make me who I am in a large part. Um, okay, so we're talking about. Oh yeah, let's look at determinism. Um, so like my neurons are my brain, and my brain is who I am. Uh, there's a lot of jumps there, but it's kind of true. Like we get it. So there's me, my whole body, my brain, my gut, my microbiome. Um, but really, I'm my brain, and my brain is a bunch of neurons, glia. Um, but those are all deterministic. Like if I go down the pathway from brain to neuron to synapse to like uh, uh, serotonin or whatever. Um, where does free will come from that? Um, I think free will is like if you were put in every position, like no matter what's going around or this, that, the other, if you put yourself in the same position with all factors being exactly the same, you could choose different things. Like you could choose A or B, one, two, three, four, or five. Um, I also think there's like this consciousness. Like you have to be aware of a choice for it to really be a choice. Like if you do something like you turn over when you're asleep, um, you like do something subconsciously. I don't know if that's really free will. Okay, sorry. We're going back to does that does the brain like have free will? So like drawing it back, we were looking at consciousness. Generally, you're talking about the prefrontal cortex. Um, Going back to your subconscious, your uh, preconsciousness. So, anyways, going back. So, is it the brain, or is it the neuron, or the glia, or whatever? How? Where do we draw the line at free will? I wouldn't say a neuron has free will, but has free will, like in a lot of the same ways the brain does. Um, you move that down and down and down. Like, does a fruit fly, does Drosophila have free will? Like, we literally set it up. You go left or right into a different chamber. They're all gonna die. Um, and we fuck with their genetics, and we go, oh, what? They go left more, they go right more. We put dead flies over here, live flies over there. Which way do they go? Does a fruit fly have free will? We can influence their decisions, but they might have free will. I don't know. Um, let's go smaller, or like let's go smaller. Does a single cell have free will? Does a fucking rock have free will? We're all made of the same things. Does the sun, the soul, the moon, like whatever, that rock, that fly, that fungi, which is a lot more closely related to humans than a plant. Does that plant, like, where's free will on that scale? I just don't see it. I don't know where you draw the line. Um, next, so you go way small. Planck scale, quantum physics, um, and you go, oh, well, it's deterministic. There's like, uh, they're everywhere and nowhere at once, and it's not until you measure it that you like collapse the waveform, all that shit. But do we find free will in probability? Like, I wouldn't say an electron has free will if it's like exposed to, like, it has to be in this one orbital 90% of the time. Like, yeah, so there's 90 versus 20. How is that different than 100 and 0? Um, especially once you look at it, it's there. It's there or it's going there. Um, I, I, I don't see free will, like, so free will 50-50, one way or another, perfectly even. Um, if I flip a coin and it lands heads or tails, let's assume that's 50-50. Do we say that coin had free will? Um, so I just, like, I don't see that in science or even math. Like, it's weird. Um, so I've been rambling for long enough. Um, my final point will be, you can test this, like, independent of any education or whatever. Just listen to your thoughts. Pay attention to your thoughts, because I would argue thoughts and free will are very closely related. So if I say a fruit, pick a fruit, apple, banana, strawberry, kumquat, whatever. Where did those thoughts come from? They popped up into your consciousness. If you are aware of it, like, if you pay attention, you didn't, like, pull the idea of an apple out of your subconscious. It popped up. And the vast majority of cognitive processes are sub or pre-conscious. So at best, like your subconscious goes, "Hey, here's some options. What would you pick?" And so you kind of have a free won't. No, no, no apple. That's too obvious. No, no banana. Uh, I don't know if a strawberry is actually a fruit or whatever. Um, they kind of pop up, and even the thoughts about what you're thinking about your choices pop up into your consciousness without choice. Like you don't have a choice with that. Um, so like if you're like doing a brain scan, fMRI, EEG, whatever, magnetic stimulation, whatever. A simple choice, like press something with your left hand or press something with your right hand, left hand, right. A neuroscientist can tell what you're doing before you're even aware of doing it. Hey, Ash. Hey, girl. What are you doing, Ash? Anyways, yes, it requires algorithms and like um, programs in your computer, and we don't actually see it before you do until after we like analyze the data, whatever. But if it's temporally precise and accurate, we know if you're going to do left or right before you do. Not only that, TMS can make you do. You're going right. They see that before you're conscious of it. You're going right, and they make you go left. If it's early enough, you go, oh, yeah, I pressed left. That's what I wanted to do. If it's late enough, you go, oh, they forced me to go left. I don't know. I'll just wrap it up. The dogs have left me alone. So just rant on free will.